Let us now have a look at the electronic configurations of transition elements. But before that, let us see which three elements have been disowned by the transition elements from their family. Zinc, cadmium and mercury are not called transition elements, though they belong to the lower groups of the periodic table. And why is it so? These elements have orbitals completely filled in their ground as well as oxidation state, which is not acceptable to the definition of transition elements. Transition elements have their d orbitals half filled, right? So zinc, cadmium and mercury, though placed at the same place where other transition metals are not known as transition elements. So now we come to electronic configuration of transition elements. We take example of scandium. What is the atomic number of scandium? It is 21. So let us start filling the orbitals as per Hund's rule. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1, 2 plus 2, 4, 10, 12, 18, 20 and 21. Now we try to derive a general formula of their electronic configuration. For that, let us find out the electronic configuration of another transition element called titanium. Atomic number is 22. By the way, this is how scandium looks like. It has a metallic luster to it. So titanium with an atomic number of 22 has also looks like a metal, and electronic configuration is similar to scandium, just that there is one more electron in the d orbital. So friends, what do we see here? We have n-1 d 1 to 10 and ns. What does that mean? If n is equal to 4, which is for scandium 4s2, then we will have another orbital with 4 minus 1, that is 3. That would be a d orbital which will have electrons ranging from 1 to 10. So in case of scandium we have n is equal to 4 and n minus 1 is equal to 3. Similarly for titanium. A few more examples. With an atomic number of 39, 4d1, this n is equal to 5 and n minus 1 is equal to 4, and this lies in the general electronic configuration of n minus 1 d 1 to 10 ns2. And zirconium, right? This is what jewelers call zircon. However, life is not that easy, and we have a few exceptions here too. For example, copper with an atomic number of 29 has an electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d10, not 4s2, 3d9, but we would have accepted. Right? Similarly, chromium with an atomic number of 24 also does not have 2 electrons over here because of very less energy difference between s and d orbitals. One electron from s jumps to d, and the general electronic configuration does not remain the same. n minus 1 d 1 is to 10 and ns2, it becomes n minus d 1 is to 10 ns1. So copper and chromium are the two exceptions to general electronic configuration of transition elements. Question here: silver atom has completely filled d orbitals 4d10 in its ground state. Then how can you say that it is a transition element? This is a question from NCERT. Well, in ground state, silver does have completely filled d orbital, but in the oxidation state, in an excited state, the d orbital is not complete. It shows two oxidation states, +1 and +2, and of course in +1, one electron from s orbital is removed. In +2, one electron from s and one for d is also removed, which makes it a transition element. Right? One more question to check our understanding. The electronic configuration of d block elements can be given by n-1 d1 to 2 ns2, n-1 d1 to 10 ns2, n-1 d1 to 9 ns1, or n-d1 to 10 ns1. Answer is n-d1 to 10 ns2. Don't get confused and click D as the right answer. Keep copper and chromium in mind, because those are just two exceptions of the rule.